Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope you all are doing well. I welcome you all in our online classes, and today we will be talking about the introduction of classical and Renaissance drama. So, let's discuss the term classical. Classical means something that is Classical means something that is old, something that is related to our forefathers, something that is simply ancient, something that belongs to past. So whenever it comes to the field of knowledge, who are the pioneers who come in our minds? Yeah, you know that. They are basically the Greeks, the Romans, and the Arabs. So, classical means something that is related to our classical antiquity, means something that is bound with the traditions, with the norms and standards of our forefathers. And while the word Renaissance or Renaissance means the revival of learning, rebirth, and regrowth. Rebirth, regrowth, or revival in what sense? It means that it was the mindset which was enlightened, which was revived, the mental growth. And let's discuss about the term drama. Drama is derived from a Greek word which means to act or to perform or to do. This is basically the theatre in Italy, the way it seems in the past. So let's discuss the definition of drama. Drama is the specific mode of fiction represented in performance, a play, opera, ballet, etc., performed in a theatre or on a radio or television. So, drama is also a type of fiction, but it is not necessary that it's always fictitious in nature. Some dramas are really realistic too. By fiction, we mean that the things that may be true or may not be true, but mostly it is related to the things that are imaginary in nature. While it is a form of play, opera, ballet, etc., performed in a theatre or on a radio or television, the thing that is linked with the term drama is basically performance or action, while opera refers to the musicality which and the music it takes the lead role in opera, while in ballet the dance performance takes the lead role. The term drama is derived from a Greek word drao, D-R-A-O, drao, which means to do or to act. The performance done by actors on a stage before the audience to portray life, characters, or to tell a story involving conflicts and emotions is known as drama. This is the simplest definition. In order to show the conflicts and emotions, but the point is that it should be enacted, it should be meant to be performed on the stage. Generally, drama is the printed text of a play, while the lexical item theatre refers to the actual projection of text on stage. So it refers to the idea that theatre and drama, they both are interlinked, and drama has a twofold nature, which means that it comprises of literature and theatre. While literature refers to the reflection of society, and theatre means the involvement of action on stage. Then let's talk about classical drama. The earliest Greek drama is thought to have developed during the 6th century BC. It refers to before Christ, and it was religious in nature. So mostly the classical dramas were religious in nature. They had the religion as a subject matter. The dramatic performance was viewed as a worship act. The plots dealt with the activities of gods and goddesses. The purpose of such plays was to draw moral lessons from them. The classical playwright used well known stories and legends and offer an individual interpretation of the story. So basically, the classical playwrights, they used to write about the saints, about the lives of saints, about the prophets, and it was basically their purpose was to reform the society. The three best known classical dramatists are Aeschylus, Sophocles, and Euripides. The theatre used by Greeks was an open air stage. The stage had a large number of seats capable of accommodating several thousands of people. The performance was a continuous act. it was in the form of continuity. There were no breaks. Plays were performed in broad daylight. The chorus consists of approximately 9 to 12 singers who stood apart from the actors and sang songs that provided comments on the story. Now, what is meant by the term chorus? Chorus refers to a group of singers who used to introduce the main parts of the story, and they used to sing songs, and they were mostly approximately six plus in number, like 6 to 12 maybe, and they used to sing songs and they used to tell the main parts of the story in the form of singing. Then the conventions in the classical plays are: no more than three actors were allowed on the stage. They must apply the rule of unities, that is, of time, place, and action, and it was given by famous philosopher Aristotle. Unit of place, which means that no movement from one place to another. It means that there should be unity in place, time, and action, and the place should be only one. Unity of time, single revolution of the sun means 1 day action. The action should not proceed to 5 days, 6 days, or 10 days. Rather, it should be in just one single day. And unity of action, it refers to one story, means a beginning, a proper beginning, a middle, and end. The story should not be haphazard, or it should not end up abruptly the way it is nowadays in the modern dramas. Then the production in Greek dramas. What is a Greek tragedy? The Greek dramas are mostly linked with two things. One is comedy and the other one is tragedy. And tragedy was of quite serious order, and the Greek plays were famous for their tragedy. A tragedy is a dramatic poem or play in formal language and in most cases has a tragic or unhappy ending. Ancient philosopher Aristotle defines tragedy as a representation of a serious, complete action which has magnitude. Now, according to Aristotle, tragedy means a representation of a serious and complete action. The action should be complete, which means it should have a certain magnitude, means certain size or length. In embellished speech, embellished means highly decorated or ornamented language. The language should not be simple with each of its elements separately in the various parts of the play, means the different elements, like I will discuss them in the further slides. They should be discussed separately in every part of the play by people, and it should be represented by people who are the actors acting and not by narration. It should not be narrated, it should not be just discussed, rather it should be spoken up by the characters, accomplishing by means of pity and terror the catharsis of such emotions. And then, according to Aristotle, a tragedy was of highest order when the audience used to come out of theaters by crying or weeping. It means that the mission of tragedy is successful. So, accomplishing me by means of pity and terror means they should have some sort of sympathy with the characters and the catharsis. And after crying, when they cried, it means that the spiritual renewal, or we can say that the element of catharsis can also be defined as the element of purification or purgatory, Purgatory, which refers to purification. It means the spiritual renewal. Whenever we cry, we feel lightened by heart of such emotions. Then this is the structure of a tragedy: prologue, paradox, episode, exodus. Now, what is meant by prologue? Prologue refers to the beginning point. The prologue marks the start of the play. Often it is one or two characters standing in front of the scene giving an expository monologue or dialogue. So mono means one, log means language. So mostly it is the introductory part of the play, while paradox refers to A parados was one of two gangways on which chorus and actors made their entrance from either side into the orchestra. So it was basically the passage where the chorus and the actors used to enter. Episode, the entire part of the play that comes between the complete choric songs, and I have already explained the term chorus. Chorus refers to the group of singers who used to who can be like 6 to 9, and they used to sing the entire basic and the entire important details of the play, and they used to sing. Then comes the exodus. The exodus is the final scene or departure, usually a scene of dialogue. In some cases songs were added. Now let's talk about Renaissance drama. Renaissance or Renaissance drama refers to European drama from about 15th to the early 17th centuries. As we all know that English history is divided in different eras, and before Renaissance period, it was like Chaucer's age and Anglo-Saxon and Anglo-Norman, and those ages were not too much enlightened, and they were also termed as Dark Ages or Medieval Ages or even Middle Englishes, because of the fact that the people were not enlightened by the mental approach. So Renaissance means a renewal or revival in the form of revival in learning. So during this period, the rediscovery and imitation of classical works established the Renaissance drama foundations of the modern theatre. England's major contribution was the lively Elizabethan stage that produced Shakespeare. Unlike early theatre, which was restricted to the wealthy nobility, during the Renaissance in England, theatres became public venues. All social classes could come together and enjoy performances. The most affordable seats would be in what was known as the yard or the pit, while the galleries offered more private seating. So, the famous dramatists of this era were Shakespeare, Marlowe, and Ben Jonson. As the English history, the English history is marked with the different genres and different dramatists or authors or poets. So that the Renaissance period was famous for the genre of drama. The drama flourished in the Renaissance era. An age of drama, the Elizabethan age is the age of drama. During this age, drama made a wonderful jump into maturity. The university wits like Robert Greene, George Peele, Thomas Lodge, and the Christopher Marlowe made the drama a glorious and successful entertainment for the people. Now, why these people were known as university wits? Because they were the one who got education from university, and they were highly intelligent people with classy wits. That's why they were named under the university wits. The drama reached at the highest point in the hands of Shakespeare and Ben Jonson. Then the famous dramatists are as follow: Christopher Marlowe, William Shakespeare, Ben Jonson. This was the Renaissance theatre, how it used to look like. So I hope you all got a clear idea about classical and Renaissance drama. If there is any ambiguity, you can discuss it with me. Take care all of you, and thanks for listening.